opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Huddle TV. I'm Scott Taylor along with John Mackey, and for the next half hour we'll be talking about all the best of amateur football in the province of Manitoba. John Mackey, you are the Technical Director of Football Manitoba and the quarterbacks coach at the University of Manitoba.
Correct.
So lots of jobs, lots of hats. But first I want to talk to you a bit about the technical director's job. You have been working for about 3 months now on bringing football back to Thompson, Manitoba, to R.D. Parker Collegiate. You and Kevin Stolth, another University of Manitoba alumni. Tell us how that's going. Are we going to see football in Thompson this year?
Well, actually, it started way back from 3 months ago. We brought football there with a flag football jamboree. It was very successful. 2 years in a row. We had all the community coming out there. We had the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, having the kids playing with football.
Yeah, the Bombers showed up. Yeah. They all came and coached.
Everybody,
and your
Bisons,
Bison players,
exactly. Yeah. We all had a really good time setting that up with flag football. Then all of a sudden they wanted to throw on the pads.
Yeah, but tell me a little bit about the flag, because when you got there were kids waiting at 6 o'clock in the morning when you came to set up, waiting to play football.
They couldn't wait. There was about 4 or 5 kids all the time just looking at ways that they could just throw the football around with somebody. They were just hungry for the game of football, and I'm very excited to see that the Thompson team now has a tackle contact football up there. The most amazing part was the fact that they took a chance with these guys, right? Like, they have to go and purchase the equipment. They have to purchase the helmets.
Because it's been decades since there was tackle football in Thompson.
Well, there's never been tackle football there. They've always tried to do it, but they've just never had it happen. And so, they took a chance. 25 helmets they started off with. But I was really proud to see our whole football community backing up Thompson when they said, listen, our first day of registration, we had 60 kids show up. And they were expecting 30. So the whole football community came back.
Equipment. So then everybody had to line up and help.
Everybody helped out.
Dennis Radlinski, I know, sent me a note that he sent some shoulder pads up. The Bombers came through. Everybody's come through and helped up this football program. It's been tremendous. R.D. Parker Collegiate is going to, at least this year, start its tackle football program. Now, you have a championship weekend coming up.
That's correct. October 27th to 28th. It's all the minor football, amateur football in this province, and it's going to be at Canada Inn Stadium once again, hopefully for the last time.
Thank you very much, John Mackey. I'm Scott Taylor. This is the Huddle TV, and we'll be back right after this with Steve and Lori Houle, who are having a great year with the Transcona Nationals. It's their 100th anniversary, and we'll do it right after this.
I'm a runner, and I love to run. Amanda's my friend. Arthritis means she can't always run, so I'm doing it for her, to fund the quest to find the cure. You can take part. You can run, you can walk, you can trek in some pretty amazing places. The Arthritis Society makes it simple. Amanda makes it important. Check our website. How far would I go? I'd go anywhere to fight arthritis.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Huddle. Scott Taylor, along with a couple of very special guests, Lori Houle and Steve Houle, the Houles from the Transcona Nationals. And you're leaning away. Here, come here. Come on back this way.
I'll come back closer to you.
Lori and I have talked a number of times about the 100th anniversary of the Transcona Nationals, and it's been a great year for you. So many things have gone on this season. Tell us about your 100th anniversary celebrations, and how does a football program in Manitoba get to be 100 years old?
Well, Transcona was born, and the football was born with it, so that's how it came about. Transcona came in 1912.
By the way, do I still need my passport to get to Transcona?
No, you don't. I think we're part of the city of Winnipeg now anyways. So we've had a weekend of celebrations for our 100th year. We've done the High Neighbor Festival along with Transcona community as well as CN Rail. We did a tournament back in July. At that tournament, we actually named one of our Terminator fields, or our Terminator field, to be the Russ Wyatt Field. As counselor, he has helped us a lot throughout the season. We just had a Bud Spud steak. It's been a great year of celebration and everything else going along in the community.
It's been tremendous. Steve, you coach the midgets in Transcona. You're the offensive line coach.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how the midget season has gone along. And this is another operation, the Manitoba Midget Football League, that is not brand new by any stretch of the imagination.
This is our 56th season this year.
56.
Yeah, we started in 1956, so and we're constantly growing. We just started a Twitter account, which is at Midget Football. We also have an app for Android phones as well, or Android phones. Pardon me. We also have a YouTube channel off our website, which is going to hit at the end of October 1 million hits on all of our videos and highlights throughout our games and stuff of all the players. So.
Tremendous stuff. Now, tell us a little bit about the Nationals. How's the team done? And tell us about some of the players that have been tremendous this year.
The team has done very well this year. We're actually we're in a winning season. We've transitioned to more of a running game as far as the passing game goes. We have Big Marshall Sinclair, who is a friend of yours.
Yeah.
He has been a phenomenal running back for us. He's sitting about 240, and he's...
That's pretty nice. It's nice to find that guy. Tell us a little bit about the story of Marshall, because a lot of people might not know that he was originally an offensive lineman working with you.
Yes, he was an offensive lineman, and this year at camp we brought him out, and I said to John Withers, who our head coach, and I said, we need to find a monster fullback this year for our team. And watching Marshall's footwork and everything else and the drills he was doing, I mean, he came in great shape, and we transitioned him over. So.
I love it when you talk about a kid who's 15 years old, 16 years old, and he weighs 240 pounds and he's in great shape.
He is in very, very good shape. It's, the Bisons need to be taking a look at him.
I think so.
I'll have to have a chat with John Mackey about that. So.
Jeremy Withers had a pretty good year.
Jeremy Withers is doing outstanding. He's also he's going on both sides of the ball this year.
Yep.
So he last year he was one of the top defensive guys in the league. This year I believe he's 6th in the league for rushing this year, and I think he's 4th in the league for tackles.
Wow.
So he is an absolutely phenomenal ball player.
So it's some pretty good football when you go see midget football in Manitoba.
Absolutely, it's in my aspect, that's top football in the province. I think it's the players are out there, they're every weekend.
And a lot of these guys, people might not know, but a lot of these guys go directly from midget to high school, sometimes rifles. And by the time they finish their high school and rifles careers, they're playing for the Bisons.
Yes, absolutely. There's been numerous players who've transitioned right in from the midget league to rifles or Bisons.
That's tremendous.
So it's absolutely awesome.
Okay, I got to talk to you about one thing.
Sure.
Not football.
Okay.
You're getting back in the wrestling ring.
I am back in the ring. Yes.
When is it?
September 28th at Garden City Collegiate.
So they saw you in the wrestling ring, and did everybody just run?
That's
usually what happens in your career.
I've been in the ring for about 11 years, and for the most part, it's been awesome.
So the one last question I have to ask you is you're not saying no more wrestling, Steve?
I'd like to say no more wrestling, but...
As long as there's football coaching, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Lori, Steve, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having
Lori
us.
and Steve Houle from the Transcona Nationals. When we come back, we're going to talk to Brian Doby out at the University of Manitoba. We caught him right after one of the Bisons games. That's coming up next on the Huddle TV.
Hi, I'm Brian Doby, head coach of the University of Manitoba Bisons. For all the news that you want and everything you need to know about football, watch the Huddle on Shaw TV.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Hi.
Patience. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
We're at University of Manitoba Stadium on a day that isn't a bright one for the University of Manitoba. They've just been beaten by the University of Calgary. But I know, Brian Doby, that's not the way you look at this thing. It's a whole season. It isn't one game at a time, unless, of course, you're talking about one game at a time. This is a game you forget now. and you think about the rest of the season?
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I'm extremely disappointed that we lost the game, and especially the way we were essentially tied at halftime, and lost in the second half. That's and all credit to the University of Calgary. They're ranked 2 in the country for a reason. They're a polished, experienced, been there, done it team. But for us, at the end of the day, every game a team plays, you either win the game or you lose the game. Regardless, once the outcome is determined, then what do you do with it? And for us, we need to utilize this loss, the mistakes that came with this loss, and use it for us to move forward in our league play.
This was a very good football team, but you understand the way this thing works. Calgary's a team that's won 4 straight conference championships, been to 2 of 4 Vanier Cups. This is a team that you don't just whip. I guess what you have to project to your players is, what did you learn from this?
Well, I think you need to realize that you need to respect your opponent. You need to prepare for that. And when you're playing a team that's arguably the best in the nation, you know what's coming. But what you need to do is react to the level of their play. So second half, they were very methodical. They were very assured in what they did. We played carefully. We really played carefully, and we were very soft, on defense. We were giving up 10, 12 yards a shot, reacting to it. And we need to be more aggressive. We need to finish all our plays on both sides of the ball better. And they're going to hear those things. They're going to hear all that, and and move into next week, and those kind of things that are going to be reinforced through the week as we work through our game plan and execute the game plan better. That's what we need. We needed to execute the game plan at a higher level of intensity to have a chance to beat a team like Calgary, and Calgary did that. We didn't.
But this is still a young football club. You're going to have a lot of these guys for a number of years. Yeah. This is a teaching moment for a head coach like yourself.
No question. I mean, our guys, one of the things that I'll remind them of is that, including the exhibition game, we went into this game, we're the only team in the nation that's played 4 top 10 teams in a row. Regina's 10. We played them in Regina. We played number 7 UBC. We played number 8 Saskatchewan. We won all those games. Now we played number 2, maybe 1A or 1B Calgary. When you play the best, you need to rise to that. And but this is where the bar's set. What are you going to do about it, Manitoba? We need to rise our game to that level. To beat the best, we got to become that.
But you don't, for 1 minute, are terribly disappointed with the people you have here.
No,
you still like your football team.
Love this team. These guys have been fantastic to coach. They're very coachable. They listen. They want to learn. They're very proactive in their learning. The amount of film they look at and the intensity that they show at practice, their work ethic. There's nothing bad. It's all good. They just need to continue to learn lessons. And by the way, you learn lessons in a game like this. You learn lessons too when you win games. Last week against Saskatchewan, into the wind, we had to drive into the wind to score. We learned a lesson on how to execute versus adversity that last week. That is in our back pocket. That can be pulled out time and time again, just like riding a bicycle can. So you need to, not just hammer on the things you didn't do well. You need to keep reminding them of the things that they do great, and build those great things and move forward.
What I love best about talking to Brian Dobie, it's like getting a coaching clinic every time we talk. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Dobie, the head coach of the University of Manitoba Bisons football team. When we come back, we'll have lots more on the Huddle on Shaw TV.
When you can't do it all, do what you can. Caring for others. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Huddle TV. Scott Taylor. And my guest is actually a football player. And I know you may be amazed after we've had Mason Dick on this show, after Steve Hool's been here, but Melanie Asen is a football player. And I'm as shocked as anyone else is. For the record, you're 4'11".
Unfortunately, yes.
98 pounds.
Yes.
And you play running back for the Fearless.
Yes, I do.
Okay, tell us that story. How did you get involved in football?
Well, I started 5 years ago playing touch football, and I was recruited by Fearless to come out to a boot camp, not knowing it was a recruitment camp at the end of the day. And I ended up putting on some gear and hitting was hard, needless to say, and it turned into actually playing.
How did you like being hit the first time?
Oh, it was hard. It was really hard. It was a rude awakening, let me tell you. But as soon as you get on the field and you actually make impact on somebody, that turned into a passion, a drive. It was amazing, and it's invigorating.
Let's go back even further than that, because you don't just one day walk on and play football, although a lot of the girls that play for Fearless and the Nomads Wolfpack have done that. They've just started playing football.
Yes.
But you were an athlete before that. You played football, or you played sports in high school.
Yeah, I was very avid in high school. I ran track, I played basketball, I played volleyball. I did everything and tried everything just to find out what I really liked, and it turned into basketball. And basketball and football are so synonymous, I find, in terms of the dynamic.
And that was at St. John's?
Yes, St. John's High School, North End.
Now, you didn't play sports in college. You went to the University of Winnipeg?
Correct.
And you didn't play for the Westmen?
No, I didn't.
But somewhere along the line, you found touch football.
Yes, I did.
How'd that happen?
Well, it was the league, the WTFL was calling out for women to come and play in the league, and I just thought, hey, you know, why not? I didn't know nothing at all about football, to be honest, and I just said, okay, I'll just give it a try, and that turned into really playing for the WTFL in the touch league.
And then you get recruited by a fellow player who's a pretty good player,
yes.
Patty Echo Davis.
Yes.
This is the part that really drives me nuts, is that you take up football, you decide to play football, you end up playing for Fearless. Now you go to the National Women's Tournament in Montreal with Team Manitoba, and now you're going to go to the national camp. So somebody who's 4'11" and 98 pounds, proving once again that anybody can play football.
Absolutely.
You've made it to the national team camp. How does that happen?
Well, I think it's just a combination of passion and drive. Obviously, liking the sport is one thing, and you have to have an attitude when you're playing football going in. I have a big challenge being small, obviously, but I know my biggest asset going on the field is my speed and my ability to move on the field. And I was mentioning this before, but a lot of people had compared me to Barry Sanders, and I had no idea who that was.
I love this story. One of the coaches said you run like Barry Sanders. So what did you do?
So I said, oh, that's great, you know, and I went home and Googled who Barry Sanders was and found out, wow, this guy is an amazing football player. And the way he moves in deeks is something that I pride myself to be, obviously, so.
So that's the type of football player you are,
yes.
the miniature Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I hope so.
Now, what do you do outside of football? What do you like to do?
Well, I work full-time in construction. I work in project management, and I guess outside of that, I love snowboarding. So I'm avid snowboarder, and I train. Right now, I'm in prep for the national tryout.
Right,
I'm training for.
Now, do you know when you're going yet? Because it was kind of vague at first. They had invited all the women to the national camps, but there's two camps, right? There's one in the east and one in the west.
Yes. So.
And you're going to the western camp, and the date is?
The date is in January 2013.
So that's still a while yet. Yeah,
yes.
You got lots of training left to do.
Yeah. So I got to put 10 pounds of muscle on, apparently.
Is that what they've told you?
Me. Yeah.
Where are you going to put it?
You know, I really don't know. The eating part is the biggest challenge right now, so I'm going to try and figure out the training after. So.
Well, the best of luck. I think it's going to be tremendous.
Oh, thank you.
Seeing the smallest player ever to go to this national women's team.
Yeah.
And in 2013, you play in the World Championship.
Yes, it would be in June 2013.
Wouldn't that be great?
Barring I make the team, of course.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes,
Congratulations.
that'd be exciting.
Thank you to Melanie Asen. We'll be back right after this with Mason Dick, one of the big guys who play football. You're watching the Huddle TV, community created on Shaw TV.
Everybody needs a helping hand. Take a look at your fellow man and tell me what can I do? What can I do today?
Courtesy. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Huddle TV. I'm Scott Taylor, and I have a very special guest today. It's Mason Dick, who plays for the Kildonan and East Reavers, plays high school football, but also at the same time, you were a provincial all-star offensive lineman at the Canada Cup in London, Ontario this year. Congratulations on that honor.
Thanks a lot.
And tell us what that experience was like.
It was a really good experience. My coaches were good. The players were good. We had a really good camaraderie this year, and
that team didn't get off to a very good start, though, did it?
No, we had a slow start against, I think it was Eastern Ontario. We ended up losing in our first game, which gets us out of the gold medal, so that was upsetting. But
But you continued to play hard, and by the end of it, Leo Senorini was the most valuable defensive player, and you were an all-star on offense.
Yeah. We had 4 all-stars, actually. We had a receiver, a running back, myself, and Leon.
So this was a team that kind of got better as the tournament went along.
Yeah, we ended up winning our last game. We had 35 unanswered points in the second half.
That'll do it. Should have done that earlier, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you were in London, did you enjoy your time?
Yeah, it was a good time. We took a trip up to the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, in Hamilton.
Yeah, the drive was nice. The Hall of Fame was nice. Seeing a lot of things like the Grey Cup with all the teams on it, seeing all the winners of all the Grey Cups.
It's great fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a good
Now,
time.
I know that football is in your future. I mean, I think you probably want to go to college and play football. But we've talked a couple of times, and you said when you finish, when it's all done, you want to be a cop.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good life. I've always been interested in being a cop.
So criminology is what you want to do in college?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in criminology.
Okay, tell us about this Kildonan East team. How do you fare in the high school league? Where do you stand? And what's going to happen as the season goes along?
We're in the AA league, so we're in the one AAA is the highest, AA is the second highest. So in the AA league, I think we're going to be very, very successful. I think we're going to make it to the championship this year, and we ended up winning 48-12 against Crocus last week. So
that's pretty nice.
So.
Why do you like football? What is it about football that you enjoy?
Football is just a fun sport. I mean, like, it's where big kids can actually play and hit and take out some aggression.
Yeah, because it's big kids hitting big kids where you're playing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to ask you some questions. I have 10 questions set aside for Mason, and I'm going to ask all of our high school athletes these 10 questions this year. Things I want to know about you so people can get to know Mason Dick. Let's start with favorite pregame meal.
I like any pasta or anything with carbs before a game.
Lots of carbs.
Yeah, carbs.
What are you weighing at these days?
275.
Yeah, carbs. That works. Your favorite car, any car in the world. If Dad came to you and said, son, you can have whatever you want.
I'd probably choose the Bugatti Veyron.
Probably, yeah.
It's like a $4 million car or something like that.
Well, Greg's got plenty of dough. That's just good for him. Boating or snowmobiling?
Snowmobiling.
So you're a winter guy?
I like winter, yeah.
So and you have a snowmobile?
Yeah, I actually sold my one last year. I'm looking to buy a new one for this summer.
I understand you had 2 summer jobs this year.
Yeah, I worked at Old Dutch in the other warehouse aside from my father's, and I worked at Esso as well.
So lots of money to buy more toys.
Yeah, I saved up a few $1,000.
Your favorite sports team?
My favorite sports team would probably be the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of guys aren't going to like that answer around here. Your favorite athlete?
Ray Lewis.
Great choice. Your musical choice. What music do you like?
I like 3 Days Grace, like punk rock kind of.
Outstanding choice.
Yeah.
One thing I have to ask every high school kid. Betty or Veronica?
I'd have to choose Betty.
Everybody seems to choose Betty. I don't know what it is about dark-haired girl. Makes me feel bad. I married one. Your favorite sport other than football?
That'd be hockey.
Really? At your size, at 275? You'd be scary on defense.
I played for 10 years.
Did you?
So,
How far did you go?
I played when I was 5 or 6, and then I played for 10 years consecutive.
Wow, that's terrific. Yeah. And we talked about this, but I'd like you to talk a little bit about it more. What do you want to do when you finish playing football?
Be a cop, but.
Why did you choose that?
I've always just liked cops. I don't know. Even though most kids don't say that, but I don't know. I just find it interesting.
What do you like to do when you're away from the football field?
Train for football.
That's it? Yeah. Just train for football?
Hang out with my friends, hang out with my girlfriend,
That sounds great. Did you enjoy your provincial experience this year?
I loved it. I wish I could do it again, but I'm too old.
You're too old now. But university next. Yeah. Play for the Bisons. Mason Dick, thank you so much for coming in.
No problem.
Mason Dick of the Kildonan East Reavers. When we come back, we're going to talk to Ron East, the Executive Director of Football Manitoba. We'll do that right after this.
Oh, great job, great job. Come on, one place, let's make this count.
I touched the ball before we went out, Coach.
Come on, Alex, the ref did not call that.
I touched it, it's their ball.
It's Alex.
Good call. Sportsmanship. Pass it on.
Welcome back to the Huddle TV show. I'm Scott Taylor, and with me is Ron East. This is community created on Shaw TV, by the way.
Absolutely.
Just so you know.
And a big thank you to Shaw TV for their partnership and support of amateur football in this province. We are extremely grateful for everything that you do for us.
Well, I think the most important thing is you're the person who's right to say that, because you are the Executive Director of Football Manitoba. What's going on? What's happening in the next little while? Because I know you got lots going on over the next month.
Absolutely. We have a championship weekend coming up at the end of October 27th and 28th. That's going to be played at Canadian Stadium. Possibly and hopefully our last games at the old stadium. We're very excited about the potential of moving into the new stadium next year for all of our games. As well, we have our fundraising dinner coming up in the end of November 23rd. And that's.
Do I have to work that night, boss?
Yeah, you have to work. You're the MC that evening. We have Buck Pierce as our keynote
He'll be great.
speaker. He'll be
Buck
awesome.
Will be tremendous. Yeah.
He'll be tremendous, and we're working on our entertainment, which is yet to be determined, but it's going to be fantastic. Nonetheless, so stay tuned.
Comedian?
Magician, comedian, illusionist of some kind. We'll find something. No music.
No music.
No music.
Ron, how's your first year as the executive director gone? How exciting has this been? Because I know there's been a lot going on this year that wasn't going on before.
It's been a challenging year, at Football Manitoba, being transition at the office. We've had a lot of turnover of staff, as is natural sometimes when change occurs in any situation. But we're very excited about all the great things that we're doing. Together with my second in command, John Mackey, we've pushed forward with trying to put football right up there with hockey in the province, and we're doing that through things like our great partnership again with Shaw, through our Huddle magazine online, through our radio show that we have, through our variety of different platforms of communication with our audience, whether it be Facebook, Twitter. We're trying to reach all the generations. We have a great partnership with Winnipeg 360 as well. So all those things together come up to really push football forward, and that's what we've been focusing on in the past 6 months or so, is really bringing football to the forefront.
And the football's been tremendous too. The provincial teams, while they don't necessarily win all the time, they've all played pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. The football has been tremendous, both on a provincial level, which is what our office is mandated with. It's the under 16 and under 18 male teams, as well as the women's national provincial team, as well. But it's been outstanding. Anywhere from the Terminator all the way up through our different leagues, including the major, there's been some outstanding football being played, and it continues to be played at an outstanding level. So we're excited about what's going out there in the football world.
What's the most exciting thing you've done this year?
What's the most exciting thing I've done this year? Probably putting together everything that is known as the Huddle. One of the things when I came into Football Manitoba was to promote the sport and to make sure that our brand is out there and that people know about how great our sport is. And I'm very proud of the fact that we've achieved quite a bit in a short period of time, and you could see it from the kind of audience that we have to our show, as well as the kind of people that we bring onto our show.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing every week. Ron East, thank you very much, the Executive Director of Football Manitoba, my buddy, partner in crime, Ron East, and lots more going on with the Huddle right across the province. We have the radio show, we have the website, we have the new magazine, and of course the Huddle TV, a community-created program right here on Shaw TV.
Life is all about chances. Made, given, and taken. Chances missed. And chances that change everything. Chances to try, to fail, and then try again. Chances to grow. Chances to change. Chances to learn, teach, lead. Chances. It's all about what you do with them. Boys and Girls Clubs of Winnipeg. Donate. Check us out. Make the call.
I'm here to teach you about playing safe.
Wesley lost his hand in a machinery accident. Now he gives Play Safe presentations at schools to warn kids that accidents can happen anywhere.
Play safe! Yeah! Play safe!
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Huddle. It's been a great week, John Mackey.
Has been a great week.
It's been good fun. I want to talk a little bit about the Bisons. You've had a pretty good football team this year. I have to admit that going to Bisons games this year has been a lot of fun. Maybe not quite 2007. Maybe not quite Vanier Cup, but you get the sense with this team that it's not far away.
I'll tell you what, Scott, we're a really young team, and these kids are great athletes, and it's really been exciting to watch them, develop in the game and really move forward within the season here. Our offense has been very productive so far, especially with the horses that we have in the backfield. Cam has done a great job managing the football. In some instances, there's always room for improvement, but for the second part of the season, I think we're going to do some really good things.
What I like about going to the games, I feel like I've been entertained. It's real good football, and these guys play hard.
Well, I mean, when you have Anthony Coombs in the backfield, he'll always give you that one play where it's got to make the TSN highlight reel, right? Or the Shaw highlight reel.
Keenan LaFrance has done the same thing, and so has Nick Dembski. With that over-the-shoulder catch he made against Calgary was just absolutely tremendous.
Oh, and how about the clutch catch that he made to win the football game, right? I mean,
against Saskatchewan,
you can't ask anything more from these guys, and they're only 19 years old,
That's
right?
the amazing part.
It's unbelievable, and like I said, maybe not the 07 team, like you said, but we're definitely on the same path.
You're on the path, no question. John, thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
It's been a great week here on the Huddle TV. Next week, we'll have even more for you. I'm Scott Taylor. That's John Mackey. This is the Huddle TV, community created on Shaw TV.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.